Good morning and welcome back to botany class. In the previous class, we discussed agents of pollination. But today's class, let's discuss the mechanisms of pollination. Pollination mechanisms. There are a number of interesting mechanisms observed when the flowers are pollinated. Today, you are going to learn only two types of interesting mechanism which are observed in the plant pollination. First one, translator. Translator mechanism and trap mechanism. There is an example. Translator mechanism is observed in the flower Calotropis. Trap mechanism is observed in the flower Aristolochia. There are two important, interesting mechanisms observed in pollination. Translator mechanism and trap mechanism. Let's study one by one. Translator mechanism. This is the flower Calotropis. Calotropis is one of the example for translated mechanism. In this flower belongs to Asclepiaceae family. Asclepiaceae family. In APG system of classification, which comes under Apocynaceae. Asclepiaceae or Apocynaceae. Under APG system is called as Apocynaceae. Calotropis. This flower belongs to Apocynaceae family. This flower is, when you observe this flower is bisexual, which produces androecium and gynoecium. So this is the bisexual flower which produces gynostegium. Gynostegium is the association of androecium with gynoecium. So this flower is the gynostegious flower. So in this, there are 5 stamens. The tip region, this is the stigma. This stigmatic surface is large and fine angled. Fine angled. This is the stigmatic region, large and fine angled. The androecium is present here. Here, large stigmatic surface. Beneath this, under this, it is receptive type. Receptive type, it receives the pollen. So receptive type underside. And each androecium which produces stamens, the pollen grains are produced in the form of pollinium. Pollinium is the mass of the pollen grains are produced in mass and forms as a bag-like structure. So in this, at the back of this, here there is a hood-like structure. This is the hood-like structure. It's mentioned, it's noticed here, the hood-like structure present, and it forms a horn-shaped nectar. This is the horn-shaped nectar. This is the hood. In this is the hood, and this is the horn-shaped nectar produces. These pollen grains are produced in pollinia. The structure of pollinia, it looks like translated. The mechanism is translated. So this pollinium produced, entire structure of pollinia produced as a translated. The first part, this part is called, it's a clip-like structure, clip or clamp-like structure, which is called, first part is clamp or clip-like structure, named as corpusculum. Beneath this, there is a thread-like thin filamentous structure which forms the pollinia. This thread-like structure or thin thread-like structure is called as retinaculum. This part is corpusculum, this part is retinaculum, and this bag-like structure which possesses the pollen grains called pollinium. The entire structure is named as translated. It looks like the inverted shape of Y. So it looks like the inverted letter of Y shape. When the here it is the mechanism of pollination, translated mechanism. Pollen grains are produced within this pollinium. So when the visitors, that means the insects, butterflies or bees, when it comes to come to suck nectars, to collect the nectars from the flower, this pollinium attaches its proboscis or its leg. So when it moves to the next flower to suck nectar, this pollinium falls on the stigmatic surface and effective pollination is accomplished. So this type of mechanism is known as translated mechanism. So first type of mechanism. That's somehow interesting mechanism. Then Aristolochia, another example, Aristolochia, in it trap mechanism is found. Another type of mechanism is called as trap mechanism. The insects are trapped by the flower. See this flower, the structure of the flower. The flower is bisexual and it produces a hood at its axillary in position. The flower is axillary and the perianth is beautifully colored and hood at the top. It's a tubular perianth. This is the flower Aristolochia. The flower consists of perianth, tubular perianth. This perianth is in young flower it's erect, and in the basal region of this there are 6 stamens found here. Six stamens present in the basal part of it. The insects come and enter here. Through this tubular perianth, the insects enter through. But when you observe here, the middle part of the perianth, there are some stiff hair-like structures or outgrowth present downwards. So when the insects are enters inside, it cannot escape because the insects are trapped by this hairs, curved hairs. Here is the pollen present in the androecium. Pollen grains are present here. The insects come and collect the pollens, but it cannot escape. The fly cannot escape due to the presence of this curved hairs. So it is trapped. What happens? Later, when this androecium get ripened, this perianth also withered. So when it withers, this perianth comes upside down. So it comes upside down, and when the perianth withered, these flies comes out of this flower with pollens. So when it receives to the next flower, these pollens are dusted on the stigmatic surface and effective pollination taking place. So these two are very interesting mechanism observed in Calotropis and Aristolochia. Then another important question, pollination is a composite event. Composite event means it's a high level event. So this pollination is not only giving floral rewards, that means it gives nectars and pollen to the visitors. It also provides the microclimate and the shelter and site for egg laying insects. There are number of egg laying insects are there. So these egg laying insects are come and visits inside the flower. So one of the example, a few example, let us see. There is a flower called yucca. Yucca and moth. There is a relationship between yucca and moth. Yucca is the flower. The moth is the visitor. It visits the flower to collect the nectar. So in yucca flower, this moth and yucca make a relationship as obligate mutualism. Obligate mutualism. Mutualism, you know, there is an interrelationship between both the organisms. Both the organisms need the relationship. So obligate mutualism. So this moth comes and collects the nectar. It pours a hole in the ovary part of the yucca plant, yucca flower. The ovary, stigma style ovary, the gynoecium part in the ovary. It pours a hole, and through the hole the moth enters inside the flower and it collects the pollen. At the same time, this moth dusted the pollen. It enters the ovule, here stigma, style and ovary. It pours the hole here and the insect enters inside here. So safely it reaches there, makes a pore in the ovary and it enters in. So this moth helps to dust the pollen grains on this hollow surface of the stigma. So fertilization takes place. The pollen grains fall on the stigmatic surface and fertilization takes place. So seed develop. Next process, development of seed. This young larva, this moth already hatches egg inside. So this egg is inside this. So when the seed develops, this eats the seed, and some of the seeds are unconsumed. So it left for propagating a new species of the yucca plant. So without this insect, without this moth, the flower cannot pollinate. When the moth comes and visits the flower, it pollinates. It dusted the pollen grain to the stigmatic surface and effective pollination and fertilization taking place. Likewise, the yucca flower moth cannot live without the flower. Flower cannot survive without this moth. If moth cannot visit the flower, it cannot pollinate and fertilization process arrested. So both are obligate mutualism. Maintain a relationship between obligate mutualism. Likewise, some flowers, some insects, some visitors, they come and collect the nectars and pollen, but it is not helped in the process of pollination. Such flowers are called as pollen robbers. Pollen robbers. It comes only to collect the nectar and use the nectar and pollen, but it cannot help the process. Pollination is called pollen robbers. Likewise, another example, plant insect interaction. Bee orchid. There is an example, bee orchid and fig. In bee orchid and fig, they come this floral parts. The floral parts, it mimics, it looks like a female wasp. The perianth of this bee orchid and fig, which mimics as the female wasp. So the male wasp, it comes and try to copulate. Due to this pseudo copulation, pollination taking place. So this is known as insect pollen relationship, the plant insect relationship. So these are the important high level composite of pollinations. Let's move to the next process, fertilization. So after completing pollination, the main process is called as fertilization. Next important process, fertilization. Define fertilization. Fusion of male and female gametes is called fertilization. In angiosperm fertilization, it is double fertilization. The type of double fertilization is the type of double fertilization. What are the events of fertilization? So at first, in the stigmatic region, this is the stigma, style and ovary. This is the gynoecium, stigma, style and ovary. Inside here. This is the embryo sac. Embryo sac. Inside synergids, antipodals and the polar nuclei surrounded by the integuments. Events of fertilization. At first, the pollen grains are dusted on the stigmatic surface and it develops the pollen tube. Development of pollen tube in the stigmatic surface. And next process is this pollen tube elongation or growth of the pollen tube along the style. Then this pollen tube, direction to enter the pollen tube within the embryo sac, and fusion. There are two processes, syngamy and triple fusion. Fusion of male gametes. So these are the events. So at first the pollen grains are dusted on the stigmatic surface, pollen tube develops. This pollen tube starts to grow along with this style region, and third process is direction of pollen tube to enter inside the embryo sac. When this pollen tube germinates, there are two male gametes. It carries two male gametes. So this gametes fuses with one of the synegid in the embryo sac, that is syngamy fusion. This is the egg cell. Fusion of one gamete within this egg cell through this micropylar region, either through micropylar region or the integument, through integument or the chalazial region. This is the chalaza, this is micropylar region, and this is the integuments. These are the integuments. This is integument. Already you learned the structure of ovule. These all parts are present in the ovule, integuments. So depend upon the entry of this pollen tube, there are three classification: porogamete, chalazogamete, mesogamete. If the pollen tube enters through micropylar region, it is called porogamete. If it enters through the chalazial region, it is called chalazogamete. Or if it enters through the integuments, it is called mesogamete. So it enters. So one of the gamete, male gamete, fuses with the egg. Another one fuses with the polar nuclei and forms the secondary nucleus. So in this events of pollination, In nature, there are number of pollen grains are dusted on the stigmatic surface. Number of pollen grains, variety of pollen grains dusted on the stigmatic surface, which is facilitated to grow by wet stigma. There is a substance, fluid substance is secreted in wet stigma, or pellicle, a thin layer, pellicle in dry stigma. So it is facilitated by wet stigma and dry stigma. If the pollen is compatible, it has to germinate. The pollen grain germinate and forms the pollen tube. So this compatible pollen can facilitate by the fluid secreted in this stigmatic surface. So it enters and starts the growth of the pollen tube. So next process, as soon as if it is compatible, it starts to germinate. The pollen grain starts to germinate. When it germinates, this pollen grain, pollen wall, examine the walls are the pollen. The pollen walls releases the secretions, and all the content of the pollen is deposited in the tip of the pollen grain, in its tip. So the process between this deposition of pollen till the entry of this pollen is called pollen pistil interaction. Pollen pistil interaction. The process is called as pollen pistil interaction. From here to this process, from the deposition of pollen grains to the entry of the pollen tube into the embryo cell. Pollen pistil interaction. And this pollen grain, when a pollen tube, when it develops, all these secretions or all the contents which deposited in the extreme tip of this pollen grain, this region. In the extreme tip, which is spherical, the extreme tip of the pollen grain is hemispherical in shape. Hemispherical in shape, and this region is called as cap block. Cap block. The tip region of the pollen grain is called as cap block. There is a deposition of all the content, all the pollen content, the cytoplasmic content moves towards this extreme tip of the pollen grain. So extreme tip of the pollen grain is called cap block. This tip region, the hemispherical tip region, contains all the cytoplasmic content. So all the cytoplasmic contents moves towards the tip, and the rest of the part, this part maintains a vacuole. So this is cut off from callose block. Callose block. So this callose separate the extreme tip of the pollen and the vacuole of the pollen tube. So it elongates, and when it elongates, it carries two male gametes. So the male gametes are enters inside this. So this, even when it is, if the pollen grain is compatible, there is a chance of incompatibility. If it is incompatibility, it is not able to germinate. All the pollens, as I mentioned earlier, all the pollens, there are in nature, number of pollens are dusted on the stigmatic surface. If it is incompatible, it may not germinate. If it is compatible, it can germinate along with this, and all the remaining process are taking place. So from this germination till the entry of this pollen. So here, before you learn this question, this is the very important final question. So fertilization, process of fertilization. So this, there are two stigmatic surfaces, wet and dry. So it is facilitated with wet and dry. The compatible and the incompatible nature of the pollen grain can be facilitated by the wet stigma, wet and dry stigma. So this wet stigma which possesses the substance. In the substance it is able to germinate and it develops the pollen tube. If it is dry, the pellicle, a thin layer, which facilitates. So depend upon this it shows. Then entry of pollen, already I told there are 3 types of entry of pollen. The pollen when it in a pollen tube, entry of pollen tube in 3 forms, that is porogamy, chalassogamy and mesogamy. Porogamy, chalassogamy and mesogamy. In porogamy, you know already there is a question you learned, that is structure of ovule. There are in the inverted ovule there is microbial region is this region, microbial region, chalassal region and integument through this. So depend upon this these 3. If the pollen tube enters through microbile, it is porogamy. If it enters through chalassa, chalassogamy. When it enters into through this integument are called as mesogamy. So today this all questions. First question, this mechanisms, pollination mechanisms comes under to Calotropis and Aristolochia. Then the events, composite event of pollination, examples, and main question, 5 mark question, process of fertilization, including all the 2 mark question, complete it. The questions you will get it through WhatsApp. Thank you.